Shati?
This is a cat.
Hey, this is a good start.
With no shade.
So, what effects do you think this change will have on the society?
Quite a bit to be done for cat owners to step up to the level that we are looking at, but that burden is quite easily overcome for responsible people and harder for irresponsible people.
We've all seen them roaming the streets, strutting their tails along our void decks and corridors, but soon, these vagabonds will go from being illegal tenants to legal tenants as Singapore is set to lift its 34-year-old law banning cats in HDBs. We speak to Thenuga Vijakumar, President of the Cat Welfare Society, to find out more about how this change will impact existing cat owners and aspiring cat owners.
People may not realize that there's a 2-year transition period where you can get your existing cats licensed, whether that number of cats is higher than the threshold or not. Perhaps if the threshold number is 3 and you have 6 cats at the moment, like I do, you will actually be able to get all of them licensed and you legitimately be able to keep all 6 of them. The concern there is that if people do not know that they can license all of their cats during the transition period, that they might be panic rehoming, or worst case scenario, they might be abandoning their cats.
With pet abandonment cases on the rise post-pandemic, comes a stronger need to consider adoption when it comes to acquiring a cat. As we welcome this change in legislation, there could be an influx of people looking to be cat owners, and this could potentially be a cause of concern for animal welfare groups.
I think with purchasing, it is not that we're completely against it. I think there is very much a need for individuals to do proper research on the source and the breeding practices of the purchased animals, because we know that there is a lot of backyard breeding. We know that in many shops, they cannot actually identify the actual lineage of the animals. And this applies, to cats, to dogs, to various animals. And I'll give you an example. One of the fosters that I have in my house, he's a munchkin who was bought off Carousel for a few $100s. Now we know that there is no way that a munchkin, which is already genetically bred with real issues, is going to cost only like $300-400, right? And true enough, this cat came out and he is on the verge of having congestive heart failure. So he doesn't have very much more months, and he's only 8 months. So you can tell there's like a slight limp on one side. Hi-ya. So if we keep perpetuating and allowing for these unethical breeders to allow such animals to be born, it is only to the animal's detriment. Someone made $300 off what is a defective animal. That cat does not have very much time to live, and that's really, I think, wrong on many counts, right? So we should be well educated and informed in a purchase decision, and where possible, always adopt.
So, what effects do you think this change will have on the society?
So I think that actually there won't be very much impact with the legislation change, because the majority of cat owners are already responsible. The only step they probably have to take is to microchip their cats, because microchipping wasn't a common practice before. And this allows for the tracking and accountability of all pet cats. So if there is, let's say, a cat that goes missing, unfortunately, somebody else finds the cat, you're now able to identify the owner and reunite the two. I think for the irresponsible cat owners, that's where the biggest changes will need to be effected, because they will now have to really take responsibility. They have to mesh the gates and keep the cats indoors. They will need to ensure that no disamenities are caused. So for example, if their cats are not neutered and caterwauling, causing an issue, they will need to neuter their cats, even though sterilization right now has not been stated to be mandatory. There will be a burden to be discharged in that sense, and animal welfare groups are ready and happy to help with advising on how to do it, but ultimately it comes down to the individual cat owners to really step up to it. So CWS, the way that we help cat owners is, one, if there is any feedback, cat-related feedback about a person's home, we will engage with the community partners. So anyone from HDB to town council to the neighbors directly, to ensure that that feedback is resolved as quickly as possible, and obviously always humanely. cat owners who want to be responsible but lack the resources. So perhaps if they don't have enough funds for sterilization, we do have a free sterilization program that will assist them. The bulk of our work is actually with the sterilization, and we help both community cats and pet cat owners to sterilize their pet cats. With the pet cat sterilization program, we have seen an increase in the number of requests. They want to, hopefully meet that criteria of being a responsible cat owner. There's only so many vet clinics, there's only so many slots that we can get. So there is that concern that we may not be able to meet the demand as quickly as it is coming in. It's a happy problem to have, and we will get it done. However we do it, we will ensure that no cat owner who wants to be a responsible cat owner gets left behind in that sense.
At its core, pet ownership is about responsibility, care, awareness, and love. It means meeting your pet's basic needs, such as food, shelter, and medical care, while also giving them the attention, exercise, and companionship they need. By ensuring your pet's happiness and well-being, you not only become a responsible pet owner, but also a considerate neighbor.
That's what we're told, right? Oh, you're so mean to the toy.